Hey guys, it's Talecia G Style here. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to make your own lace frontal wig. This is part 2 of the 3-part series of wig making. So if you want to know how to make a wig, continue to watch. These are the supplies you'll need. So you need a stocking cap. It can be mesh, it could be a dome cap, it's up to you. This is my first time using this one. I got this on Amazon with a pack of 5. Needle, thread, and scissors, T-pins, some clips to keep the hair in place. Mark the ears and the top of my head for reference while I'm sewing, and as well I'm going to take the frontal and bring it towards the front of the cap just so that there's enough head space for when the wig is finally complete and there's enough space for the tracks in the back as well. Once you place the frontal, you're going to pin it down, and then you're going to make sure the 2 sides are laying flat against the mannequin head. So that's what I'm doing here. Once you lay it flat, pin the 2 sides down and you're good to go. You want to make sure that your frontal is laying down flat so that it is nice and smooth once the wig is done. And as well, the front gapping is totally fine. It will make the wig fit even better for your head. So we're going to start sewing in the middle down to the side. So what you're going to do is take your curved needle, poke it through the frontal, and then lift up some of the mesh and pull the needle through. Now while you're pulling the needle through, you're going to pull it through the loop so that it knots. I know it's a little bit difficult to explain, but I'll explain it a little bit further again so that you understand. Okay, again, so here you're going to poke it through the frontal, through the mesh, and you're going to pull it through the loop and make a knot, and you're just going to continue to do this all the way down both sides and even with your tracks. So make sure that as you are getting towards the band, you are still poking through to the mesh, not the band, because the band will bunch up and then it will make the wig a lot tighter and it won't have as much movement. So just through the mesh, not the band. So now we're going to make a knot since we're at the end just to secure everything. What you're going to do is you're going to wrap the thread around the needle 3 times and then pull through just so that creates a knot and that it won't unravel all of the work, and then you won't have a loose lace front, because that is no good, girl, and we want to make sure we are laying this bad boy. Honey child, these lines, girl, I made a mistake, but I'm gonna link a video down below where another YouTuber shows how to make the lines properly. But girl, just forgive me. If you're worried about the eyeliner staining the hair or the wefts or the tracks, whatever, it easily washes off once you wash the whole entire wig, so don't worry about it. So in the beginning of a track, I usually poke it through, pull the thread through, and then I'm going to go ahead and do it at least 2 or 3 more times just to secure the beginning of the track so it doesn't lift up, and as well make sure we're only going through the mesh and not through the rubber band. And as well too, don't poke the needle through the wefts, poke it underneath the wefts, just so you can preserve the hair longer, just in case you want to reuse it or something like that. So just make sure you're going underneath instead of poking it through the track. So we're at the end of the wig cap. Now you have 2 options. You can either cut it here and then make a knot like how we did before, or you can do the fold over method. But girl, I'm doing fold over method because I like to preserve my wefts just in case I want to make another wig or something. So I'm going to quickly show you how to do that. So all that it is, you're literally just folding over the weft instead of cutting it. So you're going to fold it over and then you're going to sew that fold down flat so that there's no bumps, because girl, we want to be laid and slayed all this summer. So make sure you lay it down flat. An easy way to help is to use a T-pin, poke that through the mannequin head to lay it down flat, and then you just sew. It makes it easier to hold the track in place. You're just going to continue to sew and fold over until you reach the end of the weft. Once you reach the end of the weft, you're going to knot it, and you're going to do that by looping the thread around the needle 3 times and pulling it through, and then you just begin a new weft all over. You just keep doing that all the way up to the top, and just make sure you follow your guidelines that you marked on the wig cap. I hope I'm making this as easy as possible for you guys. So now that we're at the top, we're going to go side to side. So we're basically making straight lines across. We're just going to sew those down. So here you cannot do the fold over method, so you're going to have to cut the weft. But make sure when you cut the weft that you are cutting it as close as possible to where you knot the end of the thread. And as well, guys, make sure at the both ends of the weft that you are sewing it down as flat as possible, and you're knotting it at least twice so that it doesn't lift up. that we're at the tippy top, we are going to make sure we bring this last track as close to the frontal as possible and make sure that this track is as flat as possible. So when we comb the hair over from the frontal, it will be nice and seamless and there will be no peekaboos of the track peeking through, because girl, that ain't a good look. Actually gonna fix the wig off camera, cut the lace off and all that other good stuff. Now we're gonna cut under the excess cap. So that's the reason why we left it baggy at the front, so that it will fit snugly once the cap is cut off. But that's basically it, guys. This is how you make your frontal wig. It was super easy to do. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Now give me a thumbs up if you like this video, as well comment down below if this tutorial was helpful for you, and as well make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit that bell notification bell just so you're up to date each week on when I upload. So for now, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.
What I got on. They be like, hey Brandon, what you got on? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. That's